Welcome to Grapple with the Bat. We made it. We're here in Queensland. My bat wings are tired from flying. We're at Fifth Wave Jiu-Jitsu. We're going to be doing the Who's Next Grappling Feeder show taking place right here. I'm going to be doing commentary. Hopefully we give you some insights and a few cool clips of some really cool matches with guys striving to be on that next show. And then tomorrow we're going to be doing the seminar and I'll get you all the clips of technique and any cool rolling footage that I possibly can. Always trying to bring you exclusive. I hope you enjoy the entertainment.
So Kelton versus Tane. Ready to go?
Ready. Let's go, gentlemen. Kelton versus Tane. Kelton Tabor versus Tane Coleman. Kelton with the blue. And this is a really great depiction of the type of caliber and talent that we're looking at in this competition. Straight to K-guard, looking for backside 50 is Tane. Just smooth all the way. And both men settle into a 50-50 position. Both have their knee line free, so a little bit of end lever is going to be important. Kelton chooses to opt in, and some very nice coaching coming from the corner as well as they're talking both about knee line. 50-50 wader back take attempt, but Kelton is wise to it. He's done similar movements himself today. Man, you got to pick this one as a potential match of the day candidate.
Yeah, very much so. I think it has, as you said, high potential to be match of the day. It's going to be super technical. But what I do love is the community we have here, because Kelton's currently getting coached by McKelty, who's in the same division, and they're having matches against each other today.
Hotly contested matches at that. A nice outside spin has resulted here in X guard. So he's got long X with the leg lock, position of potential Ashigrami. Nice Ashi to the inside. Is he going to reap over? Beautiful threading there. He's a little bit below the knee line. He wanted the Aoki from it. And Tane is showing a willingness to exchange position that is absolutely outstanding. He's fighting out of his skin.
Yeah, his linking between entries and just all round linking of the whole game is really high tier and really on point.
And this is only midway through the pools of the under 70 kilo division, and this is just one that we could pick out of the bunch as being a crazy amount of high level skill, but it's a really great depiction of the diversity of skill as well. Tane being a smooth, fluid and flexible guard player, and Kelton just being so diverse but sharp in every area. Strong back take, strong bolo, strong leg attack and defense, and you can see it at play here. They're both willing to exchange.
Get up. Side to side movement, please. Outside pass. There you go. Lift the leg, just get him on the
Kelton's settling the pace here with outside passing, and then Tane shoots underneath for that far hip X. And he uses that to create Ashi attempts. It's like a long X guard Ashi that he can switch and convert to control line positions, like he does right there with the thread. He's got that outside heel hook set up. Kelton with a nice inside ankle press. A little bit of threat of the calf cutter, but he uses the toe hold to alleviate the threat of the calf cutter. Absolutely brilliant counter work.
I think we saw him do that in the earlier match as well, use the toe hold to instead alleviate that and force a different option from his opponent.
This is a deep inside Ashi attempt right here. Cross Ashi at that saddle position, almost an auto tap on that. Oh, that was extremely close. I cannot stress to you how close that was. Kelton looking for a wedge bolo back take here. That's one of his classic moves. We saw it at play. A nice little self frame there from Tane to negate it as well. Man, can you please give a round of applause for these guys if you're watching on the stream? How high level this actually is. Another counter entanglement from Tane, but Tane is starting to get a little bit crushed now in these positions. His knees are constantly getting pushed towards his face. Kelton's able to ride position a little bit better whilst keeping his feet underneath him. So whilst Tane has some really strong bites, Kelton's bringing some pressure ascendancy now, and that is a little bit of a mark of experience and possibly a little bit of a mark of rank as well. There's only so much time you can spend at purple belts in gunfights before you start to slow it down at brown.
Yeah, and as you said, he's had some really deep entries, but he has been under Kelton the whole time, and he's giving a ton of pressure on top, and we have just hit the 40 mark, so we are only halfway through the match.
Did you just say that is halfway through the match? Someone give these, again, stream, give these guys a round of applause. We're going to have a little bit of a reset now into the center. And if you guys want to do this match 3 or 4 more times, I wouldn't say no, because it is absolutely brilliant. Stack pass now coming through from Kelton, another mark of experience. If you've got such a flexible and dexterous guy, you're going to have to go under the legs at some point in time, either under the legs or a single split. He's modified his passing now to really deal with this, but as he goes north-south, that K-guard triangle pops straight up. Tane has beautiful sensitivity with his K-guard, and he is looking to lock down this triangle. Oh, man. Kelton short mans or short arms out of it and then gets put straight back into it. And you can see now Tane working a more traditional overhook full guard here, but he has not lost any composure. Honestly, this could be match of the day right here. Just the exchanges alone, overhook armbar, just like we saw in a previous match. He relinquishes it. That is, man, these guys know what's going on. He knows exactly what's going on at any time, how much to give, how much to pull back, when to transition. He went far side armbar to K to backside 50 again. Kelton sits down on his butt, which may be a little bit of a mistake there. Oh, that was another very close inside heel hook attempt. Tane is kind of running away with the legitimate submission offense here. Kelton has to get back onto it with a counter of his own.
And as you said, Tane just seems so comfortable in multiple positions. He's so smooth, he knows when to go and when not to go. But Kelton has a little bit here.
Kelton, really close. He just missed that bite off the heel. Tane had to ballerina toe his way out of that one.
He's still got a bite here. Ooh.
Kelton has a nice shotgun, an underhooking grip on the knee line. It's going to be very difficult for Tane to escape the long... Oh, Kelton's relinquished it now to go back to the 50-50. And a 50-50 drag out is generally what happens if guys are gunfighting and shooting out, because it brings it back into a neutral spot where they can both work from. Tane working low shot. Oh, and a beautiful reinforced Aoki from the far side from Kelton. That was absolutely outstanding technique. Could not be more happy. Beautiful work. Give it up for Kelton, give it up for Tane, and fantastic depiction of what Who's Next grappling feeder tournaments have to offer.
And that, as I said, that
we have Wade Smith here, very experienced brown belt. You can see the composure on his face. He's facing Liam Soo Tin. Nice ankle pick stand up here. Again, showcasing all skill levels and all levels of ability here on this show. Probably going to get a little bit of a reset, but Wade is climbing his way to a strong position. And it's that contrast in styles that we generally get to see. You know, if we're in the under 70 kilo division or shooting up to an under 100 or under 90 kilo division, the contrast in styles is ever present, but the overall skill level is always on display.
Like this. Alright, let's go.
We've got an agreeable reset here, and Wade is showing his experience here. He's grapevine both legs in the low mount position. He's starting to get angles of turn. He's already underneath the elbow line, creating the wrist separation. He's opted for the high mount now, which really shows you that he's comfortable. He's not feeling a level of threat here. He's looking to gift wrapped over or isolate. At any point in time, you may see him come back down to the elbow line, whilst Liam is searching for the wall to create a stand-up. He has that behind the head key lock converted to the gift wrap as Liam attempted to hand fight. You're going to see him look to interlink his far side hand to a Kimura style position to create a high and tight angle of turnover and a back take opportunity. And this is all precision technique that you're seeing here. Documented high percentage technique from Wade Smith. We're coming up onto the wall here, and he opts for the smother to get the response, and shot right under the chin, and he's got that one arm choke. And again, what you're seeing here is experience, composure, and precision on just another level. Tane versus Luke. It's no secret Tane is going to be one of my favorite guys to watch of the whole day, and
he's still in contention. This is the point where he needs to probably look to get a win and do it by submission.
Yeah, and this is a feasible entry here. He's going right over the top to the Choi early. He's dragging the knee line back in for the dual threat. So Luke and Tane is a stylistic dream matchup. They both have this flexible, bendy, smooth guard game that has huge attack results here. This could even be some potential for maybe eventually a Taraka Plata setup. Tane just looking to find a clear point of control. He has to move between the hand and wrist or back down to the knee line if he's going to be successful here. Tane's right leg in the cutter and crab position, and his left leg on the inside. Chose to let it go. It wasn't clear enough for him, and he's now sitting back to play some fly catcher. That's one of the first times I've seen Luke on top. Looking to go to an inside knee camp here, but Tane elevates with a heel clamp reverse De La Riva inversion, and Luke back on the outside, breaking mechanics for the footlock. Tane, though, he's just treating this position as if it were his own bolo and crab entry. He's not respecting the footlock at all, but he's staying in the pocket to make sure that he has counter opportunities. A nice, very strong inside reap and thread from Luke. There's a lot of threat and danger here in this position as long as Tane's head is back, and there you go. That is a huge result for Luke there, taking out Tane. Always dangerous. You cannot count the kid out. Some would say that is an upset, maybe upset of the day.
I would say that's upset of the day, and it may have ramifications for Tane because he was in the running very first, but yeah, we'll see how it turns out.
Brilliant stuff.
Yeah, got well-rounded Kelton, very experienced, good skill versus the explosive young blue belt out of neighbourhood Caleb, who has finished, he's had a flying armbar entry into a leg lock, so he has
100%. I think Caleb has had the highlight submission of the day with that flying armbar, and that was, some could say, a come from behind win as well.
Yeah.
And he's right there in the mix. I mean, he has not been outclassed by any means, but Kelton, with that being said, has been showing his class throughout the day. And as we get to this end of the tournament as well, match after match after match is just proving itself to be, outstanding. Beautiful
ankle kick by Caleb.
Drop pick from Caleb, and he is trying to run away with it now, really trying to overwhelm the more experienced practitioner in Kelton. Triangle armbar, high knee pinch armbar. That was very, very tight and very, very close. There's always fireworks here with these guys, but this is a full-on show. And he's got a shoulder trap on that Choi as well. If he can flare that shin, that's really, really close. That's a serious armbar. There we go. Absolutely fantastic. And another upset win from the youngsters in this tournament. That really shakes it up. Beautiful win. That was that classic Mika Galval shoulder trap armbar. He threatened one and nailed the second one.
These two are tied for entry into the final.
McKelty versus Caleb. They are all locked up when it comes to seeding and points in this under 70 kg tournament setting. So the winner of this match will move through to the final for a chance at glory and a chance to compete in the championship tournament on Who's Next Grappling. This couldn't be more of a clash of styles. Caleb's explosive submissions and McKelty's technical aptitude. Slide by attempt. McKelty going shot for shot with Caleb early, and he's chosen to fire first. He wasn't going to let Caleb set anything up. He wasn't going to let any shots come down the barrel. He was going to send his own. Big statement here from McKelty, doing exactly what he needed to do. Caleb setting up a rotational Aoki. Oh, big gunfight. That is it. That was an intense counter Aoki lock from Caleb. And man, when you play with fire, what a statement.
Alright, we've got to the end of the day, guys. We finished up that 70 brackets matches, and the result is Kelton will end up versing Caleb. They both finished with 5 wins and 3 subs each. So
Alright,
that'll be
guys.
our semi-
You heard it here. Kelton versus Caleb in the final. That is an absolute barn burn.
We're going to run that right now before our absolute division starts. The winner of this not only takes the cash prize, but they also win themselves a spot into our under 70s bracket in May on WNG3.
Been talking about it all day, guys. The 70-kilo bracket on WNG3 is up for grabs here in the conclusion of this match. They are neck and neck, absolutely even on their scorecard this whole day. And it's been an absolute cracker of a day. We're going to see how this plays out. It is going to be Caleb Whitfield versus Kelton Tabor in the final of the WNG under 70 kilo feeder tournament. And what a tournament it has been.
Obviously, these guys have had a match so far, and it went to Caleb, but that doesn't mean anything else. It's a fresh reset.
That's right. And look, there's so much more at stake. Oh, rolling armbar right off the bat. Can he do it again? Can he shock the world here? And there was nothing we could say. The shoulder trap armbar attack from Caleb Whitfield, and the 17-year-old blue belt has taken out the division and forged his path to WNG3.
What more do we say? He's got
Little while back too, he went to backside 50. He realized that his legs got split.
Yeah.
He realized that Joe had a belly down 50 position, and that wasn't going to end well for him. So he didn't struggle, he didn't scramble, he didn't twist, he didn't turn. He protected himself with knowledge, and then Joe in turn protected him with a polite submission.
And that is someone who's well versed in the understanding of legs, even for his age, and he did everything correctly to protect himself and come back another day.
And look, everyone knows what I think about leg entanglements. As soon as IBJJF bring leg entanglements into the Masters division, I am doing Masters. But as long as it's a 5-minute match with no heel hooks, I'm not doing it, because it's not relevant and it won't allow practitioners to continue to expand and develop in their competition years. It won't allow me to lead from the front from my academy. And I want to do Masters. I want to get out of the way. But so far, I can't. And the more we allow, even from blue belt, even from white belt up, I know Grappling Industries has, you're allowed to do reaps and knee bars at blue belt, which is great, but let's allow heel hooks too, because the leg entanglement game will drastically impact the way that you pass guard, it will impact the way that you play guard, and the ripple effect that it has on the rest of the game needs to be felt and promoted right from the beginning of when you start to learn how to play it.
And an example of that is a 17-year-old blue belt who won the whole division today using a large amount of leg locking, very adept to escaping heel hooks, very adept to using them ahead of the game.
Yeah, 100%. And you know what? It's not even ahead of the game. It's just the game.
Yeah.
It's just the game that we play. And the more that we have this refusal to allow these techniques to be less demonized and actually promoted and normalized, the more that there's going to be this dichotomy of, oh, this blue belt beat this guy, beat this black belt. Hey, guess what? If everyone is the same and everyone has the same level of knowledge and everyone shares it, then we can all progress on the same platform. As long as people are held back from their own progression and have to circumvent their own competitive tendencies in real time, blue belts who are trying to stop themselves from playing real guards like K-guard and backside 50, the more it's going to hold the sport back. So yeah, we really need to make some big changes very quickly. And as today has depicted, this is the result of that potential change.
And so you're saying when I run the next one and we have our Masters Open division, you might jump in?
You're going to do Masters Open?
We're going to do it similar to the ADCC set, where we have intermediate, which is our white and blues. We're going to have our elites, where this sort of stuff takes place, and then we're going to have our Masters as well.
Well, if you do Masters and you allow all submissions, I will do it, because I got to get out of the way, buddy.
Yeah.
Like I've had a great competitive run. I've done well over the last few years, but there's guys out there like James Watson and really strong up-and-coming young competitors who deserve the slots that I'm currently residing in, because I'm still a black belt who's been doing well. Hey, I'm going to get out of the way.
Well,
I've got to get out of the way.
You can come to our Masters and keep your seat in the commentary.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
You've got common line, shotgun grip, butterfly,
You're
Yeah. What am I doing?
trying to finish.
Trying to finish.
Yeah.
Keep going. Make it feel like that for everyone. Swap partners, let's go! Come on, Connor, you got him. Good job, guys. Next one. Thank you. Swap partners, good job. Right here. Please make them start to feel it now. So far tomorrow. All right, swap partners again. Yeah, Pete.
Oh, goody.
That's like horrendous.
Some people would. Alright guys, nice job. Well done. Good work.
Have more about leg switching from this position.
Absolutely, let's talk about it.
And I start switching to the outside line. If I wanted to go over to say either all the way over 90-10 or to your locky lock, would you just stop it in here to clear it before you go over the top?
You can. It might not. They might not let you. But there's two things you can do to make your travel path a little easier. So go ahead and go back to the position. 50, because it's 50-50, he may have some level of hook, trap, or connection to your secondary leg. If you do that, what he just did, make a cable first. Yeah. So that you're already, as soon as you choose to make step over proximity, your hips are immediately closer. So if you want to spin the limb, you can go 2 knees down to spin the limb, and that'll get you lock opportunities. Yep. Okay. Or when you step to that position, you've already got a K hook and you step shallow. And he tries to spin out of it because you're going reverse. You can allow the spin, lock the leg, saddle, and go. So a little bit of K hook action first will help the track. Absolutely. Thank you. Do you have any other questions? It can be about anything, doesn't have to be about this.
For that final movement there too, like spinning through to your inside actually from the outside. Use any kind of rotational.
You can, but I think the higher you are and the greater force you have to connect to your own center line, it means that if you do that, it's going to be harder for you to throw your hips forward and down without losing this limb. So if you start to travel down your hips towards his hips, he still has now the power to rotate. Okay? So you can get here. What I feel is that if you have a reverse Mikey grip for this rotation specifically, that's why it's really powerful, because I can have more margin for error when I step. Like I would have been at 50, would have been stepping K. I can step and drag myself closer to him. My hips very low, so that when he starts turning and I start turning, no matter where he goes, the proximity to his hip line is very close, as opposed to if I started by pocketing, it's harder for me to get close to his hip line. When he starts rotating, I'm probably going to have to rotate with him. It's going to be a little bit more shallow. I can still do all of this, but if his leg line was up here and I was force pressing hips forward, I'm going to be much closer to these types of movements.
But could you solve this issue again by maybe putting an extreme bend in the leg with toe hold grip or something like that?
Yeah, people use a toe hold grip for this exact purpose, and they classically have from like, let's say I'm standing against K, so you go K. This is the classic thing that people do. I'll stand against K, previous rotation, and then regardless, I can be stepping in for my own outcomes. Right? And even like we were talking about before, you could bypass that whole pass over. Okay, but like he's K, I'm trying to create rotations, and now I just want to stop his rotation. You can start thumb posting and getting your early cross K to battle. And that would trap the knee line. I could force into my heat, force into my backside. There you go. Any other questions? Again, it doesn't have to be about leg locks or anything. It can be about anything. Batman, Pokemon.
I only had a question about why Batman.
Yeah, because he's flawed. He's human and he's intrinsically flawed.
His skills come from training, not from any superpower.
Yeah, I mean the skills in training that he attained were through drive, born from tragedy. So he could have gone any multitude of ways. In fact, if you look at Bruce Wayne as a character, all of his villains are mirrors of what he could have become based on the tragedy that he endured. He could have turned into the Penguin's recluse hoarder who has millions of dollars and nothing outside of that is a materialistic person. He could have had a split duality like Two-Face does, of an evil and a good side, which he kind of does anyway. He could have gone all the way to chaos, just lost his mind and become the Joker, or he could have become fixated and fastidious like the Riddler and just become absorbed by his own sort of curiosity. Like he's the world's greatest detective, right?
So what's the smart?
Or probably Mad Hatter, maybe?
Mr. Freeze, I think, because to be honest, he's like he's a yin and yang. He's obviously frozen cold, but his persona comes from being alone. He's driven by the idea that his wife can never be cured, so he cryogenically freezes himself while she is cryogenically frozen to prolong his own life in the search for the cure for her illness, so he can be with her. So he's perennially alone. He's frozen in ice. I could have probably been that guy if I didn't find a wonderful wife to stop me from being frozen in my tracks. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. All right, guys. I think there's probably one more thing we've got to do today.
Said like I've only found this sport not like that long ago. It's only I think coming up on 3 years. But as you can tell, I've made it my whole life and an obsession. It really is the Joe Rogan story. I come from a pretty severe background of mental health after being in the army and was like severely overweight, had a lot of issues, and it was this sport and this community that really helped bring me back, and I'm happy to give as much as I possibly can. And it's people like Tay, Fifth Wave, even Rose where I started, Glenn, and then there's guys like that got me on the right track, and then just spread it out to meet guys in Adelaide through Matt Lab and Nick and Jackie, and now this whole community. I can't actually say how thankful I am and how blessed I am to give the rest of my time that I have in here back to everyone here. So I really do appreciate everyone. Thank you.
Congratulations. What a beautiful way to finish the day.